Hello friends! One of the tricky parts of knitting with linen or linen cotton blends is shaping, because it's pretty hard to keep any increases or decreases as invisible as you can with a softer yarn like a wool or even with an acrylic. So I want to show you a trick that I learned to make your increases a little bit less visible. Before I do that though, I just want to show you how much of the drape that you can get with this linen yarn and the blend that I have with the linen and the lace weight. So this is at a worsted weight, and yet it feels really, really light. Okay, moving on to the increase. So the trick for a make one increase when working with linen is that you don't yank this middle strand really loose and then knit in the back. Because what's going to happen is you're going to create quite a big hole here between the two stitches because of how hard that you've pulled on that strand in between the stitches. So to make a make one increase with a linen yarn like this, I'm just going to knit a couple more. You're going to want to work with just the tips of your needles. So I'm barely going to go into that strand, and I'm going to keep it on the tippy tip of my knitting needle. Also, when I knit it, I'm going to stay on the tip and then take it off, and then I'll slide it onto the needle. So this closes up the gap that happens in between the two stitches. The same goes for a knit two together or an SSK. So for the knit two together, you want to slide the stitches down to the tip of the needle as close as you can without losing them. And then go between the two and barely stick the tip of the needle through and knit up like that. And that creates a much more invisible knit two together decrease. For the SSK, I don't even slip both stitches. I slip the first one barely with the tip, put it back on with the tip, slide them on the left hand needle right to the end, and knit the two through the back. And then again knit it with just the tip. Okay, that creates also a much more invisible decrease because you haven't been yanking hard on the linen yarn, which loosens things up and makes it very visible. I hope that this tip is useful to you. Happy knitting!